Hey, what's going on, everybody? In today's episode, I'm going to be unboxing this knife from this company called Fintiso, so you're going to want to stick around. This is Suburban Adventures, our family's outdoor adventure channel. We do a lot of fishing and other outdoor adventures, and a couple videos ago, I did a video on my favorite EDC, which is everyday carry pocket knives, and this company Fintiso, which I'd never heard of, but I checked them out online. They haven't been around too long, but they really got some pretty quality stuff. Reached out to me and said, hey, we'd like to send you one of our newest series of knives to see if you'll test it out. So this just came in the mail today. And I'm gonna unbox it for you. I'm just gonna sort of walk you through my first impressions of it quickly, and then I'm gonna carry it with me for the next couple days and come back and finish the video telling you just my thoughts after carrying it around for a couple days. But first, it's shrink wrapped in plastic. I gotta figure out a way to get into this knife box. The irony of needing a knife to get into a knife box, right? I think I might have another pocket knife or two that I can use. All right, so I got into the plastic. The company is called Fintiso. You can check them out at fintiso.com. And let's get into this here. Wow. So in the box, it comes with this, I'm assuming, a knife case, and then it comes with a user manual. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's see the knife. All right, here we go. It's got a nice little case. All right, it's got some extra hardware. It's got some like a QR code there. It's got a sticker, and then it looks like it's got like a cleaning cloth. Oh, that is really impressive. All right, let's get our first look at the knife here. Get this plastic out of the way. So here is the knife. Now, just first impressions, it's very it's really high quality feeling. So this series is, like I said, is new. You can get them online. They're on sale right now. As of the time I'm videoing this, they're $60. And I don't know a ton about knives, and I can post some of the details of it, but it's got a G10 handle, I believe, which is essentially just like a composite material. But it feels real nice. It's almost soft to the touch. It's got the clip on there, the pocket clip. And so I want to test it out for a couple days and see. And looks like it's got to open it. Yeah. Oh, that is really smooth opening that. Now, it's called the Toucans series, because the blade is supposed to mimic the shape of a toucan beak, which, I thought that was pretty cool, right? So it's a 3.15 inch knife. So it's a pretty solid size. Now, obviously, like, what does that mean? And then to close it, you just push it over and close it like that. So as far as the size goes, right, let me give you a comparison here, because like that's the one key thing that I really like to try to do when I do reviews is I always want to know the size of the thing that I'm getting, because it can be hard to tell when you're viewing stuff on the internet. So let me show you this. These are a couple of knives I reviewed. This one here is my buck knife. This is the absolute smallest knife I have. And then this is my Gerber, the one I reviewed that almost looks like a box cutter. This is the biggest one, okay, that I have. So in comparison, you know, you can see that it's quite a bit bigger, all right? But I don't think, it doesn't look like it's, you know, I wouldn't say it's too big. right? And so that's why I want to take a couple of days worth of carrying it around in my pocket. I do like the way that opens. Man, if you like to like fidget with knives, man, that is nice. You just pull back on that and boy, that flicks open real nice. It's got a nice place for your index finger there. So that's and it's real comfortable. It fits in the palm of my hand just almost perfectly. So right off the bat, I would say I'm extremely impressed with the design, the quality of it. If you are into knives and you look at knives, knives can run you a couple $100. So for this to be fairly affordable in the $60 to $100 range, the quality of it is pretty. I'm impressed by that right away. I mean, it's heavy. It's not nearly as heavy as this Gerber. I think that's because of the composite handle there. But yeah, I mean, it feels real nice. Yeah, that's nice. That comes real quick. And obviously, it's extremely sharp right out of the box, which is what I would expect. So that's my first impressions. It is now the biggest pocket knife that I own by a decent amount too. I like that blade. It does look like it's kind of cool. It does look like a toucan beak. That's pretty cool. But I think this would be real handy to have out with you when you're, outdoor adventures or when you're, fishing even. I think this is going to be a nice knife. And thanks to Fintiso for sending this to me to give it a try, because this is a high quality knife, I can tell right now. So I got a pair of pants here. These are the pants I usually wear fishing, just to show you how this looks when it's clipped in the pocket, because I think that's probably important to a lot of people. All right, so there you go. Just that tiny little bit that's actually less than a couple of the other knives I have that actually sticks out above the pocket, and this slides in real nice. One of my everyday carry knives, the one that I carry the most is because it's light, is when you put the clip over the edge of your pocket, it kind of gets hung up on the screws, and so you kind of got to like lift it over. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. This one here, see, they've sort of recessed. I don't know if you can see that, but they've recessed where the screws go in so it's flush with the rest of the knife. The one pocket knife I have, it is not flush, and so you got to kind of like lift it over the edge of your pocket. But that is actually something that I honestly, I wouldn't have ever really thought about when I was getting a knife. But so there you go. That's how it looks on your pocket. So I'm going to carry this with me for a couple days, and I'll check back in and give you some final thoughts on it. Well, in real time, I've spent the last 3 days carrying around my Fintiso Toucans series pocket knife with me, and I'm just going to finish up this video by giving you my thoughts, pros and cons of the knife, and why you might want to consider it for your next everyday carry. First of all, I just did basic everyday tasks with it, opening a box, getting into shrink wrap drink cartons and things like that. Just stuff that you would use an everyday carry knife for. Now, a couple of things. First of all, right off the bat, the customer service for this company that's called Fintiso was spectacular. And the time that they reached out to me about testing out the knife to when I actually received the knife was less than a week. It was like 4 business days. And they were really quick to respond to my questions or comments. So I would imagine moving forward that they absolutely would be very helpful if you had a problem with your knife. They do have a warranty. You can check all that stuff out online. The next thing I would say is very high quality. And not just high quality, but also for the price. So this is the new series. I think these are anywhere from like $60 to $80 online if you buy them from their website. But I have a couple other knives. I have a Gerber knife. I have a Swiss Army knife. And I would say that this knife, as far as build and quality, is up there. Now, there's other series of knives that you can get for cheaper. They're that are, you know, $30 to $40. But for the quality of this, I think that for the price point of a, I don't want to say cheap end, a low end knife, absolutely not, but middle end knife, you're not going to be out there spending a couple $100 for this thing. And for the price, I think it's super high build and quality. I also like the packaging that it came with. It came with some extra hardware in case you happen to lose the screws right there on the back of it. It came with a cleaning cloth. It came with a little carrying case. It came with a sticker, which I have added to my refrigerator sticker collection there. So that was kind of cool. As far as the design goes, I think it's pretty sleek looking. One of the things I noticed after carrying it up at the top here, it does have a spot, you know, for your lanyard if you want to hook it to your lanyard. And up at the top, it's got this little like zirconium, like diamond looking thing at the top. So it definitely does have some like little refinements like that. It's got the logo with the F on it there for Fintiso. So also, as far as the design goes, it's sleek. I like the pocket clip on it. I showed you earlier about how it's flush, so it's not getting hung up. The action on it is so nice. If you're one of those people that likes to fiddle around with your knife, this is perfect. It's such a smooth action to it. And then the grip of it, I showed you, was really nice, really comfortable in your hand. It's fairly low profile. One of the things I did notice with carrying it around in my pocket is that it is actually sticks out a little bit more than some of my other knives. So I'll show you on my vest pocket here what I'm talking about. So this is my Fintiso, right? If there's the pocket, you know, you can see the little top part of it sticking out. This is my Gerber. That is almost no profile sticking out. And then this is my main one that I've been carrying for quite a while. It's my Flissa. It's supposed to be like it's basically like a knockoff of the more famous like bug out knife. But you can see there that it definitely does peek out of the top of your pocket a little bit more. If you don't like that, that might be the only thing that I would say is a drawback. As far as sharpness goes, you got to do the paper test, right? It was so sharp right out of the box. Like, I was so impressed with how sharp it was right out of the box. So just so sharp. And like I said, I haven't used it much, so I can't say how well it'll keep an edge. But I would say, looking at that edge, I would say it looks like it would be pretty easy to sharpen too, because it's pretty straight across there for sharpening. It's very well balanced. I noticed that. And also there's no wiggle really at all there. So those are my pros. I already mentioned the one con. If you don't want anything peeking out of the top of your pants, this does a little bit. I would say, and this is hardly even a complaint, but I noticed that this, because it's white, it does come in other colors. I was wearing this with darker jeans the other day, and I noticed that when I took it out of my pocket, the blue from the jeans had sort of stained a little bit the white handle. Again, that's not a big deal, and they do have other colors. You know, eventually when I carry it a lot, it'll just add a nice patina to it. So I have really enjoyed this, and if you're a specs guy, I will put the specs on the screen right here so you can see the specs as far as the hardness of the blade, the size of the blade, the size of the handle, the size of it when the blade and the handle is out. And then I will also leave a link down in the description if you are interested in a knife from Fintiso. It is an affiliate link, which means that I make a few pennies off of every sale, but it's at no cost to you. It just helps me and helps the channel out a little bit. So I do think this is going to become my new everyday carry. I have really liked this knife. The couple people I've showed to really like it. You can check out other videos up there. If you're not a subscriber, we'd love to have you subscribe. You can do that right there. Thanks for watching, everybody. Remember, get out and explore no matter where you live. We'll see you next time.